In this video for the Seesaw Learning Journal, we are going to be talking about two different reasons of why to use Seesaw in your classroom. The first one that we'll be talking about is how to take the next step to share students' writings. And the second one later on in the video will be school to home connections. When we think about taking the next step to share student writings, it's very important to get those students to be using their handwriting and things such as that, but then also to use those keyboarding skills that are going to be so valuable for students as they continue through their education and into their future careers. And here's an example of a student that was able to write, come up with the sentence and write it, and then after writing it, she then typed it, and then after typing, she recorded it to check for understanding of her learning.
Cats like to eat mice and they sleep in a blue and black bed. Then they play with the colorful yarn.
So for this writing example, this shows a great reason of why to use Seesaw and things such as that, because students are able to practice those skills of keyboarding and using that note feature. And then that audio feature shows how the student is reading that sentence and that they're not just making up words as they read along with it. I'm also looking at some other features. This is the writing folder, and it just has all of the different writings that the students have done. This one does not include an audio recording, which is okay because this is what the student was able to accomplish during that writing time. And then as we go down, you can just see all the different sentence starters that students have done, how they've typed things, have they included those finger spaces, have they included the punctuation at the end, all good things to talk about when students are writing and creating that applicable practice. The next reason when talking about why to use Seesaw is the school to home connections. I'm going to go ahead and share with you a summary of the activity, and this summary comes every week for teachers to view. And so this shows how many new items my students put in their Seesaw learning journals, how many likes. A like is when parents have viewed it and that they want to show that they like it, and how many comments that were given, how many parents visited, and I think this is a huge one, is how many times parents came to view those items. And why we're putting things on Seesaw is so that students are able to share that work with their parents. And then it goes into an all-time of how many items our Seesaw Learning Journal has for the year, what that equates out to items per student, and how many parents are connected on our Seesaw Learning Journal. I really like to see the top portion of this for the week is what parents are viewing. A lot of parents use this as great sentence or conversation starters at home around the dinner table of things that they've seen on Seesaw for their students. So for summary of this video, these were two different reasons. One was taking the next step to share students' writings, and the school to home connections for why to use Seesaw in your classroom.